Welcome to the My Raggedy Herbs podcast. This podcast is for truth seekers, homesteaders, homemakers, and medicine makers who are eager to roll up their sleeves and learn how to make their relationship with God, their family, and their home their first priority. Now here's Lori Coates.
The Thanksgiving meal is behind us, and Christmas is just a few short weeks before us. As the long stretch of winter is setting in, I like to use this time to begin planning my garden for the upcoming year. I'm sure that most of you have heard the old saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. I certainly do not want to fail in my gardening efforts, so I spend a good amount of time planning. After using graph paper and a sketch pad to lay out our garden beds, I go through a number of seed catalogs and select varieties of plants that are suited for our zone. I order ones that are either tried and true or to us that look interesting and might be fun to try. I know that most seed companies have websites, but I still like holding a colorful paper copy of the catalog in my hands. If you're not familiar with using seed catalogs, you might not know that they are chock full of botanical information. In many cases, they are free, and they are better than gardening reference books that you might spend a lot of money on. Another reason that I like to order my seeds in December is because often those that I want are sold out if I wait until planting season in the spring. I keep a sturdy plastic tub in a cool room and store all my seeds through the winter for the upcoming season. When I'm ready to start my seedlings, there is no waiting. Some of my favorite seed catalogs include Baker's Creek Heirloom Seeds, Seed Savers Exchange, Strictly Medicinal Seeds, Burpee Seeds, and Johnny's Selected Seeds. During the early winter months, it's a good time to do soil testing and thinking about your upcoming irrigation needs. If you need help with this, Oklahoma State University has fact sheets available online. If you're not sure how to take a soil sample, there are also fact sheets that can guide you through that. In many communities, there are farmers co-ops and other agricultural service centers that can assist in sending your soil sample off, and most of the time it's at a minimal cost. Once you have your gardening areas and your beds laid out, your soil samples taken, your seeds ordered, you can sit back through the winter and enjoy the long evenings and the season of rest. There's always plenty of work ahead, but it's good to be in rhythm with the seasons and to rest when the season of rest is at hand. This is not just something that I think sounds poetic. God's Word teaches us that there is value in planning and living our lives in order and in season. Luke 14:28 tells us, "For which one of you, when he wants to build a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to complete it?" Proverbs 21:5 reminds us that the plans of the diligent certainly lead to advantage, but everyone who is in a hurry certainly comes to poverty. I think that most successful people would agree that taking time to make a good plan is very important. Lastly, God told us from the beginning of creation that as long as the earth is here, that there will be seasons and times to plant and to harvest. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Genesis 8:22. I hear people grumble and complain about the different seasons and which ones they like and dislike, but the reality is God made each of the seasons, and all of them have a purpose. Let me encourage you to take advantage of the time at hand to do your work to prepare for a successful 2021 gardening season. Pray and ask God to bless your planning and restore and rejuvenate you during the winter season of rest. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, and in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God for you in Jesus Christ. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18.
The gardening information presented in this podcast is based on USDA Plant Hardiness Zone 7 for Central Oklahoma. Nothing in this podcast or on our website should be construed as medical advice. Consult your healthcare provider for your individual nutritional and medical needs. The information presented is based on our own research and is strictly that of the author and not necessarily those of any professional group or entity. For more information, please visit myraggedyherbs.com.